Hi, welcome back. This is our second video. This unit, we will be making Surrealism Zentangle portraits. Now, to start, Surrealism is an art movement that was developed in Europe in the aftermath of World War II and is largely influenced by Dada, which is another art movement. But it is known for visuals and juxtapositions of uncommon images. One of the most famous artists in the Surrealism movement is Salvador Dali. You can always remember him because he kind of has this goofy mustache. So if we take a look at some of his work, let's see right here, you can see there he is again with the goofy mustache. He kind of takes images and things and uses them differently. Kind of does a play on images instead of words. Very cool. You can see lots of faces in his artwork. So the art that we are going to be doing today is inspired by this style and art movement. We are going to be doing Zentangle. Zentangle is an easy to learn, relaxing, fun way to create beautiful images by drawing structured patterns. Pattern is one of our design principles of design, pattern and repetition. A pattern is something like shapes or lines or images that's repeated intentionally to make a design. So if you saw the Google Classroom assignment this week was to make different Zentangle designs. So this is kind of like practice for our actual project that we're going to be doing. To do the actual project, the things that you're going to need are a magazine, a pencil, a piece of white paper, Sharpie, scissors, glue stick. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so you're going to start by looking for an image in your magazine. This is the example that I started. So when you're looking for an image in the magazine, you kind of are looking for a specific size. You're looking for a face. Excuse me. It could be a human face, it could be a dog face, it could be an animal face. You get to choose. Most people do human faces. So when you're looking in the magazines, you kind of want to look for a specific size. So you can see the size that I chose here. Big enough where you can see it on the page and it takes up some space, but not too big where it's going to cover your whole space. So this one would be too big. These girls here probably would be too small. So let's keep looking. Too big. These girls, too big. This girl right here would be good size. Her face is a good size. I think I'm gonna do this girl that I picked out earlier. Her face is a good, decent size, not too big, not too small. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, I actually cut off part of her face, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. So I'm gonna rip her out, and then I'm gonna grab my scissors and start cutting. So after you pick out your image, you can decide whether or not to cut off their whole body or just their head. For most of the ones that I do, I kind of leave part of their body because I think it adds interest. So I think I'm gonna cut, let's cut off right here. Just cut off her waist. Okay. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna cut right here. Actually, I might want to get rid of these words, so I think I'm actually gonna cut right here. Okay, and then so I'm gonna cut off all of this and her hair, because the part of the portrait that we are going to be putting our Zentangle on is her hair. So I accidentally ripped off part of her face, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going with it because I liked this image. Okay, so I'm cutting off all of her hair and everything around her body besides her body. So it might look kind of silly right now, but I think this one is like perfect to fit in the corner. When you're gluing on your magazine piece, you don't want to glue it right in the middle because then you're not going to have enough room to do crazy hair. So I would recommend gluing it somewhere down here, maybe if you want in the middle, or the corner always works really nice too. So I'm going to put this in the corner. Use my glue stick to glue it on. It looks like I need a little bit more glue to get it down. Perfect. Okay. Now, the next step you are going to be doing is outlining the shape of her hair. So if you look on this one I did before, I kind of did like troll hair from like Trolls, where it's kind of big and a little curvy. So you're going to want to do the outline shape first. So for this girl, I might want to do something different. One of my students did a Marge Simpson haircut. I don't know if you guys know who she is, so I think I might want to do that because I thought it was cool. So I'm going to do the oval shape, and then her hair kind of is like a big beehive, which you guys probably don't know what that is, but it's a really old hairstyle. So I'm gonna kind of do some, it's like a long afro almost. Kind of fun. You don't really see it very much anymore. Marge on The Simpsons, hers is blue, which is kind of cool, but okay. I'm gonna erase this outline. You don't have to do the shape. You can do whatever crazy style of hair that you want to do. I told my students today that we were working on this with that you should do like a crazy hairstyle like that you wear when you have crazy hair day for homecoming. Okay, so I have the outline done. Now after you have the outline done, because you want your outline to take up majority of the page, because we are going to be putting 20 different Zentangle designs in here, which you might be like, wow, Mr. Who, that's a lot of different Zentangle designs. But if we look at this example that I was working on already, it's pretty easy to get a lot. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, swirls are 7, bricks 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See, I already have 14 and I still have more space to get 6 more. So first thing you're gonna do, remember, is your magazine face. Then you want to outline the hair like we did, my Marge Simpson hairstyle, and then you're gonna need 20 different Zentangle patterns. Okay, so now when you're doing your patterns, you can do them however you want. You can do them kind of in like blotches, or in this one I kind of was going out with like a radial line pattern. It's up to you. You can put them in there however you want. So I might just start, I think I'm just gonna start over here. Maybe I'll just start with some X's, kind of. See, this is one pattern already. I'm gonna do a little bit and then I'm gonna switch. So then maybe I will switch to wavy lines. Okay, so that's pattern number 2. Then maybe I will switch to just some plain circles. Now, if you're having a hard time thinking of examples, one thing I always tell my students is if you take off your shoe, you can look on the bottom of your shoe and there's always different patterns on the bottom of your shoe. Sorry, my shoes are a little dirty. I wear them a lot. But I'm looking at this pattern here and maybe I want to add that onto my design. So it was kind of like this pattern. That's always a good way to think of different patterns. Otherwise, you can also just Google Zentangle patterns and you'll find like stuff like this all over Google that can help you with some inspiration and some really cool patterns to get you going. But like I said, we want to do 20 different patterns. So once you have your 20 different patterns done, you can start adding color with colored pencil. Now remember, this should take you 2 sections of class, so 2 45 to 60-minute periods of time. So really take your time. Kind of do your patterns kind of small so you have enough room to fill them in. See how I kind of did mine small? You don't want them really big because then you're not going to have enough room to do all of your 20 patterns, okay? So like I said, after we are done with drawing all the patterns, then you're going to want to start coming in with color. So I have a pink colored pencil and kind of a teal colored pencil. So I can come in here and I can start coloring in stuff. I'm gonna make my dots pink. And then I might want to color my lines in. Color that one. Could go over my X's with this. Okay, just adding color to your patterns. Okay. So I might do that on here as well. I might make these combs this blue color. Okay. And then maybe I want to color in these circles pink. Just add color to it. Take your time, like I said. Don't rush. All right. Then after you color the whole thing, if you have time, you can grab a Sharpie or just a black marker or even a black pen. So I have, this is like an off-brand Sharpie. And then after you add color, you can start going over your patterns with Sharpie to kind of like make them pop. Okay, so just adding more and more, building it up, making it look really nice. Okay. So after you color on here, then we have the add black outlines, because that's what we were just doing. And that should be your last step. If you still have more time and you want to like draw something in the background, maybe Marge is going to be like at the park or at the beach, then I could also add that stuff here. But really take your time and put in the time and effort to make it look nice. It doesn't have to look perfect. I just want you guys to try your best and have fun with it. This is something that I personally could spend hours on because I just think making all these fun, cool patterns is super relaxing. So that is our project for today. I can show you some examples of students that were working on them. This girl did a dog with an afro, kind of cool. This guy's doing the Marge Simpson. Chance is doing a unicorn, which is really cool. So this is what it should look like once you start and get going. Very cool, very fun. This girl did Elmo. Kind of a little small, but she's doing lots of hair, which is good. So remember to use the whole page, okay? This is also really cool. If you have any questions regarding this project, please feel free to send me an email. Cannot wait to see your finished projects, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great week.